Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm basically gonna start studying right now because I have a fucking exam to give on 26th because my stupid college thinks that you should not give people time and a bit of break during Christmas. So yeah, there you go. Now I have a fucking exam to give on 26th of this month. So why not just start a little bit of studying right now because I really have to like score in this exam. And I'm gonna start studying by just firstly like scrolling through Twitter a bit. Maybe I could just scroll. I just can just simply watch a bit of a YouTube video and just sort of calm myself down and yeah. So let's just do that. And what is the video that I'm gonna choose to watch so that I can calm myself? Let's just see. I don't know. I have to figure that out. How long is now? That's like a little too fucking yeah. It's too much. How Hegel's phenomenology changed the world. That's a little again. I don't know. Yeah, I can watch a short film if you want. Writing to me an Orwellian short film on super intelligence. This could make sense. This can make sense, I guess. Yeah. Let's watch a short film. Let's go. Let me reduce the volume of fan. What do you mean about Tamar? Just to match the energy, you're gonna to match an energy, you're basically gonna create a sound. Woo! So just for the sake. Also, there's one more observation that I have sort of. It's easier to like. It's easier for the bios to get exchanged. There's like a theory that I formed. I didn't thought that this is the right medium to talk about that theory, but why not? I'll give you one. I'll give you a bit of a brief to it. I imagine social interactions as what do you call? I imagine social interactions as people with their Instagram profiles on their body or whatever. You know what I mean? Like suppose I'm I'm Ramesh, and I'm meeting Suresh, right? So when I meet Suresh, there are like multiple million different ways in which I can meet Suresh. I mean, definitely not million, but yeah, there are like 100 different ways in which Suresh can know that Ramesh exists and Ramesh can know Suresh exists and stuff like that, right? And also there's like a smaller diagram which is encompassing the bigger one of how we're gonna actually meet each other. The bigger diagram is basically we can know about each other. The smaller diagram is actually how we can actually meet. Right. Now, I divide it into two categories. One is basically you interact with other person based on a post. You know what I mean? I imagine myself as an Instagram account, so to speak. There are two things of about what does an Instagram account consists of. Primarily in my world, it consists of two things. Basically, one is posts that they post with a caption under it or something like that. If they want, they can put caption, or if they don't want, they won't put caption. In every post they have like a comment and save option. There you go. And then the other aspect is basically of a bio, right? You get to know about the person in the bio is ideally supposed to be informative about the particular person that you're basically talking. So as I said, there are two elements of every person's Instagram account that I see it in a way. That is basically they have got posts that they've already posted with some having captions, some not having captions, and they've got their bio. Bio will contain logistical information. I want to basically make sure what logistical information means because I've used this so many times, but I've not checked as to what exactly logistical means. Information logistics. Oh, that's a different. Logistical information refers to structured data that is essential for managing logistics processes. Okay, logistics. What is logistics? Logistics meaning a detailed organization, implementation of complex organization. Actually, that's not the right word. Now that I've seen the meaning of it, logistics, e-commerce logistics refers to storing and shipping. Okay. I don't think arrangement, organization, logistical information nahi hona chahiye. There must be some other word which I haven't really thought of at this point of time. But okay, basically all rudimentary, nah, all whereabouts type shit. I guess like all. Okay, let's just come back on my theory. So as I said, there are two things. One is about posts, other is bio. Bio will contain, in my world, all the essential information that a person needs to be having, a person has that needs to be shared. There are like depths to the bio as well, but then there is like a crux of bio, right? In bio, you only pass off. In bio, you only give off essential informations like what is your name, what is your job or something like that. How old are you? In my world, okay. Fuck today's Instagram because nobody's actually like following a traditional Instagram shit right now. They're just like putting stories and highlights and nothing more than that. Every Instagram post is nowadays just highlights and nothing much going on. Probably a little bit, probably notes here and there with song recommendations and type shit, but no posts and nothing. So let's go back because I think people are fear permanence. I suppose people, I mean, permanence as in like in post you have to like put thought and I don't know. It's not think about it. I have to open the door. Wow. Second is basically about how hmm, क्या है खाने में क्या है हम्म हम्म, बंद कर दो दरवाजा ठंडी लग रहा है जाना है क्या कॉलेज वापस वापस जाना है कॉलेज 4 बजे तक है
नहीं ओरिएंटेशन है मेरा अभी आ जाऊंगा आधा घंटा
किस चीज का ओरिएंटेशन
एससी एससी आ रहा है जान रहे एससी
अच्छा वो कर सोशल सोशल कनेक्ट वाला ना
हाँ
उसमें क्या होता है
क्या है प्रोजेक्ट बनाना है रिपोर्ट एंड पीपीटी
हाँ
जाके सबमिट करना है रिपोर्ट सेकेंड पेज का है फर्स्ट पेज हो गया है
हाँ अच्छा
ले बेटा दुनिया सुनो ले बेटा
बहुत ज्यादा सुन लिए भाई
खतरनाक गाना है
ले बेटा बोल देता है बहन से बात बात पे
अब फेमस हो गया है पूरा
हाँ भाई कुछ कोई भी फेमस हो जा रहा है भाई आजकल तो
आपका कुछ तो
Oh dear Lord. Okay, so this is what happens when you live with a roommate, and that's the sad part. But okay, I can come back to my what do you call flow. So what was I talking about? I was talking about what the two elements is already. Why am I repeating the same thing? Okay, let's just move on. Basically, so the bio would consist of all the important information, which is essentially about where do you live, where are you from, what language do you speak, what what is your what's firstly your name, what's your age, and a little bit about yourself in the sense like a little context about yourself as to like let's suppose you meet that person in your college. You want to know basically which course is he pursuing and stuff like that, and what is the year in which he is in right now, he or she, whatever. Similarly, if you're meeting the person outside, you want to know are they jobless or are they employed? They're employed, what's the type of the job and stuff like that. So these are a little bit of information that is present in the bio, right? And you got posts. So the post essentially is about the things the person want to talk about. I have not actually defined what posts are in a very particular way, but I'm gonna go about it. I'm gonna go about a particular definition that is coming right up to me right now, right to me right. It's coming to me right now, which is basically the post is essentially about the things you want to talk about and things you have already thought about before that you can talk about. Like suppose there's a post on like it can be like hobbies type shit. You know what I mean? Like suppose the major part of my life, let's suppose I'm a software developer. Major part of my life revolves around my corporate life. So I've posted, let's say, about a particular desk and stuffs on my desks and things like that. So I've posted on that. And if I'm a well thoughtful person or articulate person who sort of notices things and stuff like that, then I would post a lot of caption about that particular desk, or let's assume something, a story attached to the desk. Similarly, if I care a lot about my friends, like if friends are a very integral part of my life, and there's a post of my friends with me, and they'll be like, if I'm very articulate about it as well, then I would like write a big long ass caption about describing how important role they played and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So these are all posts, right? Now, this is basically what how I view interactions, right? So there are two ways, as I said at the beginning, two ways to meet the talk interact with the person. The first is, and that is coming under the smaller diagram, right, where you actually both get to know each other. The bigger diagram is basically you just know about each other. The other diagram is where you meet each other, right? So what my essential assumption or what my previous assessment of these kind of situations was that it is always better if you get access to a couple of posts of the other person, or if you somehow have a hindsight of what the posts the other person might could have posted a pod about. Like suppose you somehow know in the in the larger diagram that the other person is a software developer, and then when you enter the smaller diagram, you could actually predict a couple of posts that the other person would have made, and you could start the topic with posts. The best way about my earlier assessment, as I was about to speak on this, basically was that it's always better to start conversations with posts rather than uh, going about the bio because it's boring, right? But then what I've struggled with a lot in my life as I look back is basically getting to know the bio of the other person. As I just first, because firstly, post sharing is a very discreet and erratic process. Like you wouldn't get access to the other person's post like how you get it in Instagram, like where you just have to scroll and you can actually see all the posts. The other person has to scroll his Instagram and show it to you. You know what I mean? The phone is in the other person's hand, right? So if you talk about the particular topic, let's assume you talk about have you had any how was your relationship with friends? I mean, of course, this is not how you'll speak if you're speaking with the other person for the first time. You will probably start off with speaking about your own relationship with your friends, and that will trigger a certain kind of emotion where the other person wants to talk about his friends. So that's how you basically make the other person speak about his friends. Maybe I don't know. I'm not a scientist or something, social scientist or whatever. But then what will happen? The other person will be like, "Oh, I have a post on this," and the other person will scroll through his Instagram and then show you his post, and then there might as well be a caption. You can like on that post, as in you can. You can acknowledge as in like in thumbs up that post as in ki bhai badhiya hai. Whatever you're speaking is pretty good. I resonate with that and stuff like that. You can comment on that post as in you can throw in some your opinions on that post. Ki I think is the crux of life and you go not you go girl for sure, but stuff like that where you can add on to the other person's post because now they've shown it. Now this is all sounding very uh, abstract. I get it. I'll bring it down to our plane, right? How do I bring it? So when I say the person, other person showing their post to you, what I mean to say is basically other person accessing their vault of thoughts that they've already thought through and giving something to you in terms of like suppose from the memory, yeah. In example, as I said, you're talking about your friends. It makes the other person talk about their friends. They're talking about their friends because they have a post about their friends. So they'll talk about their friends, and that will give you an opportunity. Them talking about that particular thing essentially means they have a post about it. You know what I mean? And you liking will be a verbal action rather than actually like liking. You know what I mean? Of course, like that's understood. You liking would essentially mean that you are letting the other person know that you like you sort of resonate with it and stuff like that. You commenting can be like adding up onto it, and it need not necessarily be always a negative comment or a hate comment. It can come on. People do make good comments and positive comments as well. So you liking you commenting essentially could be about adding your own point of view or just maybe like expressing the likingness towards that particular thing even more in a more explicit way and stuff like that, right? Somebody is coming. हाँ मैं तो पीजी में आ गया यार. पूछता हूँ रुक जा. एक मिनट. अरे तानिश मेरे सामने है बे. एक, मैं लाइव हूँ 1 मिनट. यहाँ बैठो.
म्यूट करो.
नहीं नहीं म्यूट नहीं हो पाएगा.
अरे भाई.
मतलब लाइव बंद करना पड़ेगा.
अच्छा.
एक
नहीं
मिनट
चालू.
रुको. आई एम स्पीकिंग अबाउट समथिंग. 1 मिनट. भूल गया. What was I speaking about? हम्म. हम्म. अच्छा मैं वापस करता हूँ. छोड़ो लाइव. तुम बताओ क्या हुआ. बंद कर.